Alrighty, folks. Hello and welcome to Ask John Anything. I think this is episode 7. I'll double check that and make sure that the title of the video is right. Um, Thank you very much for tuning in. We just had did the Brickyard 400. Um, and yeah, pretty intense race all through. So we got a special guest tonight. Adam de Blasio is joining me here, who's my spotter through that race. So it's a special episode, Ask John and Adam Anything. So we got first question here is from the Move Avenger 2. Adam, will you marry me? I think he means him, not me. So will you marry the Move Avenger 2?
Um, he does or she may have something going on, but at this point, I will have to get to know you more.
Out. Okay, that's not a complete shot down cold there. So the door of opportunity is open there, Move Avenger. Patrick McDaniel asks, "How do you like the new Camaro?" I like it, Patrick. The sound's good. The only thing that I don't like right now about the sound is it seems like they've messed up something on the pit guns. I was getting some weird static on the pit gun noises, but other than that, I mean, the seating position seems to be a little bit different, so that was throwing me off at first. You know what? I could take the cowards out and just blame that on the couple times where I hit the wall. It's like, oh, my seating position was off. But no, I like it. I've always liked the look of Camaros, so I like that they've got that in the Cup Series. If I was ever to get like a classic muscle car or something, it would probably be a Camaro. I'd either get a Camaro or a Cuda. Um, but I do like the new Camaro. It looks good. It sounds good. And I really like, they've made some subtle changes to the A car. I'm still getting used to them, but overall, the A car, which has kind of been everyone else has been complaining about it. I kind of don't waste a lot of time complaining about it because I know that fixed setup stuff, at least it's the same for everyone else. But it definitely seems to be handling better with the updates. Crispy Alloy 6, who asks, John, how did your race go? Daniel, it did not go as well as yours. Crispy Alloy 6 is Daniel Falkingham, the winner of the Brickyard 400 race that I was just in. It went all right, relatively drama-free until I had that run-in with the 32, which I felt very badly about. I never want to mess up anyone else's race or anything like that, and that was definitely my fault. That was my mistake. That was 100% on me. I saw the two charging in the corner. If I remember correctly, how that sequence played out, I saw that the two really was diving it in deep, and then saw him getting loose. And I knew that, like, when I saw him going around, I knew that we were going to have a caution. So I was just trying to like let off and break up, and then for whatever reason, it just threw off my entry, and the car just pushed way more than I expected it to going into two. I did my best to keep it off of him, and I almost did. That didn't even trigger a 0x for contact or anything like that, but it ended up ruining his race, which was terrible. Nathan Jurgensen asks, Adam, what's your typical practice schedule?
That's funny that you ask. My practice schedule is non-existent, to be honest. Um, I'll sign up before a race for about 20 minutes prior, if that. Sometimes I barely make the NIS race, and I try and learn everything as possible. See, with the fixed setup, I feel like it drives the same for most tracks, and you can repeat the same concepts over and over again. You just gotta find that little detail, because with this current build, you all know that, or you may know that the car just gets looser and looser. So I just have to know to save my rear tires and stuff like that. But usually NIS is actually my practice for Integrity Racing League, which I race on Monday nights, and that's the one or thing I really care about. So yeah, I use NIS to practice and stuff like that. But I did notice another comment, Nathan. There's not a flag behind me. That's actually poster board paper that I made a few years ago. It's not a flag. So Yeah, and if you want to know what I'm talking about, check out my stream later on after John is done with this.
There you go. I actually have a follow-up question for that. So you say you don't practice at all, but you've got a lot less starts than me on oval, and because I think I've got over 1,000 now. You've got 552 starts, and you're at a 64.79 I rating. So you mentioned some. It sounds like you're using official races and just you kind of use races as practice, which is something I've talked about doing on my channel. Can you talk a little bit more about what what exactly tips for folks like myself who have half your I rating and lower, um, who want to keep improving and getting better in iRacing to try to get up to the level you're at.
Um, so basically for that, you you want to actually practice. Don't pull my route. Keep in mind that I've been on this on December 2nd, well technically December 25th, Christmas, will be my 4th year anniversary. So I wasn't good overnight. Um, I worked at it and I figured out what works and what doesn't work. And the tips I can give to people is just go in practice sessions with people in it. And this is the number one thing that you do not do that everyone does. Everyone wants to be as high as they can on the speed chart. I never do that unless I'm bored and want to see myself P1 just for the fun of it. What you want to do is you want to, if you want, you can do 2 or 3 hot laps and just try and get that number one position if that's what your goal is, or get a good time. But after you had your fun, you want to actually go out there and do a long run of whatever that entails. Like at Indianapolis, 15, 20 laps is good. At Bristol, something like maybe 50, 55, 60 laps. So you that's what I do in integrity, even though I use NIS. I will hot lap at first, and then I'll basically do a fuel run and then hot lap at the end to get back in the hot lap groove. So that's number one. You have to do long runs. You can't just hot lap all the time, because if you think about it, any race is longer than 3 laps, and you gotta know what the car is going to do after 3 laps. Second of all, if you just want to gain I rating, I feel like on the oval side, about 3,500 to 4,000 is achievable if you have some speed. 2,000 you can easily get in it, and by doing it, you just you can. We call it the Heishman way. One of my teammates, Jay Heishman, I don't know if you guys know him, but he likes to hang out in the back and wait for everyone to wreck, or he will not race until 3/4 of the way through the race, which is a good strategy if you just want to gain I rating, but that may not be fun and you can race. But the key is just finish the race. Go until the car will not go anymore. And then you'll eventually gain I rating over time, and you'll slowly get with faster and faster drivers. And then what really set me over the edge on speed, if I maybe poor saying right there, but what really got me the speed was being able to race in top split with everyone that was really fast. I could actually see their lines, and you can look at the little things that they do, and when you do that, you can learn the little tricks, and that will make you faster. Obviously, just keep going up through the splits and just finish races and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's definitely no substitute for competing against, the old saying goes, to be the best, you have to compete against the best. So there's definitely no substitute for competing against really good people. I've noticed that too, that, as I've gotten to the higher splits, I've gotten better, and you sort of rise to the level of competition you're competing against. Doing league races is always a great way, also a great way to get better, because league races tend to have a little bit less of the chaos that you get in the official stuff. The other thing that I'm noticing, just kind of looking at Adam's profile over here, is I'm guessing, and Adam, you can confirm or deny this if you like, but I'm guessing you don't wreck a lot, because I'm seeing your iRating line is not like mine, where I've got a lot of like really erratic dips and stuff in mine. Yours is a pretty smooth curve on, just kind of going relatively steady. There are a few dips here and there, but you don't have nearly as many of those, and your dips are not nearly as severe as mine are. So another strategy, another thing is just, I've noticed this when I'm watching Adam. He's super consistent, and that's the big thing is work on consistency. So that you get I try to do this as much as possible, but you want to maximize your races and make sure that you get the most out of them every time, so you get the finishes that you actually deserve. And very frequently, people will wreck out, and you'll actually get a better finish than what you deserved, maybe just on speed for that race. So, going to move on to the next question. Marble51 says, "Why did you say sorry to that guy? The nerve of you." Come on. I joking around, but like in all seriousness, I did feel really bad. I didn't want to end his race. I never want anyone to get wrecked, and I hate it when it's I never like having anyone's race end because it's my fault. I hate it when I get taken out in a race. It feels awful. It just like it rips your guts out when you get wrecked, especially in a big race like that. That was a long race. We'd have a good race, and I made a mistake, so I felt really bad for it. Steve AAF says Adam is a great driver. He runs the Integrity Racing League. I think that's the league that you mentioned, Adam.
You should join it, John.
DJ317 says, "Hey John, I see you're in the Lou. I live in Southern Illinois. You familiar with the area? Ever been down here?" I don't think I've been down to Southern Illinois too much, DJ317. I don't make it down that way too often. But if you're ever in the Lou, definitely hit me up. Might grab a beer or something like that. Just depends. I'm pretty busy between streaming and working and all my political activism and stuff like that, but you never know. You might catch me on a night when I'm free. Patrick McDaniel says, "Not sure I like the shifter sound." Yeah, I don't know. It feels... Adam, what do you think about the new shifter sound? It's definitely different. It's got a little bit less weight to it. I don't know. I guess it's more accurate. What was your thoughts on it, real quick?
To be honest, I don't really care about the shifter sound because I have the engine cranked too loud to even really hear it, and yeah, so I usually blow my eardrums out on the engine because I want to hear the horsepower.
Gotcha. Yeah, I keep my engine sound detuned a little bit so that I can hear my own thoughts and hear the chat and the spotter and stuff like that. If it's up too high, I have trouble hearing anything else that's going on. Nathan says he can edit the seating position. Can you edit it right to left in the car, Nathan? The one Brit, if the sponsorship passes for a virtual airline, would you allow me to sponsor you both? The one Brit, you're going to need to message me privately about sponsorship details. I can't agree to any kind of sponsorship agreements or anything like that without knowing the full details. I'm sure Adam would probably say the same. Owen Martell asks, who finished right in front of you that race, John? Owen, you did. And the reason that I know that is I had to let you back by after we got through that crazy wreck that happened. So you did, Owen. You did. Good job, man. You were running up ahead of me. You qualified in front of me. You were running in front of me all race. It took me all race to even get close to you. Napox, yeah, Daniel was the winner. Big time. Awesome. Daryl1974 says DeLorean all the way when I have enough money to buy one. DeLorean's a real cool car. Definitely has a lot of mystique about that one. Okay, Mr. Barney has... Okay, so let's watch this. There's a... they clipped the contact with 32, so I'm going to flip it over here, and we'll watch my reaction here to my own mistake. So, as Adam spotting me, we're going on the restart. At this point in the race, I'm sitting here with a clean car, and everyone's got damage around me. The 11 was restarting to, or the 32 is restarting to the outside. He's behind me as I go by. the 2 gets loose. I'm watching him in my rear view. I saw the wreck. I know that it's coming out, and the thing just washed up. I need to watch that again, because the car just kind of like, the 32 is coming around. Oh no! Let me see what's going on with my pedals. That might help me figure it out. Yeah, I think I stabbed the brake too hard, maybe, or something like that. I got it slowed way down. I don't know what normal corner entry speed was there, but Adam, I don't know if you're watching this. I mean, I'm going 150 here. I think I just used way too much brake, because normally I wasn't hitting much brake. I think that stabbing at the brake the way that I did caused me to push up into him, and maybe I was a little bit late on lifting. But he was also flying around me on the outside. I don't know. It's
yeah,
definitely
entry to turn. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's definitely my fault, but it's also like it's a weird racing incident because the caution's coming out, so there shouldn't be any contact at all. I think we both kind of had a lapse in concentration there.
Entry to turn 2's tight in itself, and if you add a stab on the brake, it will shoot you up the track, and it will cause you to go up into someone if someone's on the outside or if you miss the entry.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened. I think because I was at like 50% brake pressure. I think that just shot me up the track on entry. Tarv ones. The other thing that I did notice though is like if the tire marks or anything, I was still like inside the tire area on that. So I didn't go that high, but you know, my car pushed out into his. So still my fault. I'm still taking responsibility for that. Tarv1 says for 80s cars are either one a Buick Grand National or Audi Quattro with rally setup. Those are 2 really classic cars. Very cool. Yeah, DJ's 3017 says, also I see great minds think alike. I think Rusty is my favorite driver too. What's your favorite race of his? My favorite Rusty Wallace race. I would have to say I think it was 92 at Richmond when he came back from 2 laps down to win. That's probably my favorite one. It was either 92 or 91. Midwest Counter, thanks for the follow, much appreciated.
My favorite Rusty Wallace race is probably the Bristol night race in 2002.
Oh, so I think that was the 3rd time he won the night race, or is that the one? Was that one of the ones where Gordon bumped him for the win?
That was the one that Gordon got him.
Oh, jeez. No, that was 2001. I thought. Or no, you're right. 2002. Rusty won the night race in 94, 96, and 2000. 2000 was a cool one because he had that like Harley Flames scheme that was really sick.
I think I remember that. Like I said, my dad was a Rusty fan, so he lost me to Jeff Gordon, but he made sure my younger brother was a Rusty Wallace fan.
Fractured Chains. Yeah. No, we didn't like Rusty. We didn't like Jeff in my household for a few years growing up. He bumped Rusty out of the way a few times, but it's all good hard racing. Fractured Chain 5 asks, do you think I can put the John Theodore K&N car to VL next season? I don't know what VL stands for, Fractured Chain. You're going to have to explain that one unless, Adam, do you know what VL would stand for in that context?
I know. I don't know. I do not.
Fractured Chain, I need some context on that, or I need you to explain what VL means in your question, please. Daryl says he just wants to get to 2K I rating. Daryl, best advice to get to 2K I rating if that's really your goal is, like Adam said, just kind of hang out in the back, let everyone else wreck in front of you. You'll get your I rating up to 2K pretty quick doing that. ND Geo Liberty says, words to live by, don't go for the speed charts. Yeah, but it's so much fun being at the top of the chart. Adam's channel again is twitch.tv/AJD NASCAR 24. Apex 92, do you enjoy this race? I did. I just didn't like the big thing that we've been talking about tonight, which was the wreck that took out the other guy. So everything else I enjoyed. Excuse me. Midwest Connor says, "Hey John, it's Connor Lane. Sorry about the 3-wide move in the restart. No worry, man. It's late in the race, dude. Everyone's going for everything that they can get. No worries at all." Nathan Jurgensen's favorite Rusty race was when he went flipping the date. That's just wrong, Nathan. Man, that's the one that actually hurt him. That ain't right, brother. That's also a sore one because if he hadn't gotten injured in that one, I'm fairly certain he would have won the championship in '93. I mean, just like, so he broke his wrist in that wreck, and then I think a couple weeks later they went to Sonoma, and especially back in the day, Rusty was, if not one of the dominant drivers on road courses, and I think he ended up getting 17th because he was driving Sonoma with a broken right wrist. So if that wouldn't have happened, I mean, the points margin ended up being like razor thin that year. Rusty would have gotten his second championship. Of course, then Dale would have only ended with 6. So, that's the thing that's so cool about NASCAR, and it's like as you get into it, especially if you have an appreciation for the history of sport, is that the record books are being written with every single race. So, every single race you see, you're seeing something getting action in the record books, whether it's one of the wins that's going to end up adding up to a significant total for a driver's first win, some drivers only win, some drivers last win, someone building towards getting their first championship. Like everything ends up being significant in hindsight. So, for me as a NASCAR fan, I love the history of the sport. I love so I enjoy watching all that. Tarv 1 2000 was Rusty's last Bristol night race win. Steve AF says favorite race 82 day that was the 88 Daytona 500, Steve, not the 82. I don't think Davey was running in 82, but 88 Daytona 500 when the 88 Daytona. Davey Allison finished second behind his father. That was great. And DiGio Liberty, the living ghost of Rusty won at Darlington. That was pretty cool seeing that old Rusty car. So that paint scheme also was Rusty's only crown jewel win. He never won the Brickyard 400, he never won the Daytona 500, and he never won the Southern 500. But Rusty Wallace did win the Coca-Cola 600 in 1990. And it was the only year that he drove the scheme that Keselowski was running. So there's a little magic in that paint scheme when it comes to the big races. Patrick says all of his iRating is from people wrecking in front of him. That's not true, Patrick. Man, you're fast. Marble 51. What's your feeling about the Lucky Dog being broken? Could have been fixed before NIS races. I don't like that it's broken. I'm not too worried about it. I'm sure they're going to fix it real quick. I don't fault them for not fixing it before the NIS races tonight. Knowing how software development works, because since I've worked it for a while, once you become aware of a bug, you have to spend time investigating it, find out what's actually broken, figure out a fix, test the fix, make sure that the fix doesn't break something else. So they're going to want to be real careful with releasing that patch. They'll probably put it out tomorrow early in the day and make sure it's tested thoroughly and make sure that it doesn't break anything else for the weekend, because everyone that's working there is going to want to not be working Saturday and Sunday if they don't have to. They've all been, with the way that the iRacing dev cycle works, they work in these 3-month cycles where the last month has probably been just crunch time for them. They really want to have this thing done solid and working correctly by the weekend so that they can actually, they might not have had a weekend off for a month. So, I can't get on them too hard for stuff being broken in week 13. This is why week 13 exists, is so that they can really hammer stuff out with the new patch. Brofistical69 asked, do you think we should have a full-length Southern 500? Absolutely. I want that so badly. It would be so cool to have a full-length Southern 500. I agree. It'd be better than Indy. That'd be so much fun.
I just want to add real quickly, I am for a full-length Darlington Southern 500. And I'm not biased in any way. It's not like Darlington's my favorite track or
Yeah,
whatever.
I was just looking. I was looking at your results. You had 4 wins and 2 second place finishes in 6 races in A fixed at Darlington. Yeah, not surprised at all that you want Darlington full length Southern 500. It'd be very good for you. Yeah, you ran 6A fixed last week. You got second, first, second, first. Yeah, not surprised at
Really,
all.
real quickly, the most recent one I had to hold off Jimmy Mullis and Zach Novak and Andrew Freenars. And then the previous race I had to hold off Pat Mallet, Brandon Cattell, and Graham Bowen. So those are really fast drivers, and some of them may have a peak banner on their car.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, those last 2 ones, you got 224 points and 212 points for those wins. Those are huge, man.
Love Darlington.
So Tarv1 says, how about for Brad's next throwback, the 96 MGD with the silver front? That's my favorite paint scheme of all time. I would love to see that thing come back. Midwest Counter says, hey, you should never give up on lap 120. I was lap down 21st and drove to a 4th place finish. Yeah, man. I was a lap down in, 23rd or 24th and went back up to 7th. So, yeah, never give up on a race or a car. Daryl 1974. It is useless to put on your brakes when you're upside down. Paul Newman. Very, very, very true. Ryan Newman could have easily said that too. He's been upside down a few times and was not happy about it the last time he was upside down, if I remember correctly. Yeah, fracture chain 5. That's right. Week 13 is meant to test and fix broken things. Kirk Hill 89 asks, if they do that, why did the testing not find the issue they caused by fixing something? It's really difficult with a development team to test everything. So the first 12 hours after iRacing releases a patch, they get more testing hours on it than their QA team probably does in an entire year. So yes, the Lucky Dog working should absolutely be part of their regression check, but there are so many different things that there's so many different variables. iRacing is such a complex system to test that I really have a hard time faulting them for one little thing going wrong here and there. They're trying something new. I'm glad they're doing it because some of those caution periods, particularly at Pocono and Indy, were painful. So I like them making the effort to, shorten the caution periods by a lap is great. That means more racing. I'm glad they're doing it. They made a mistake. It messed up one race during week 13. I'm not going to be too harsh on them for that. They'll get it right, and then it'll be working right for, in perpetuity afterwards. Patrick McDaniel says, I'd rate the Southern 1000. That might be going a little bit long. Brofisticals, all crown jewels should be full. I completely agree. I would like to see all the crown jewel events be full length. Get rid of the full length Talladega. Add Darlington as a full length race. I would much rather see that. Although they did get rid of the full length Talladega this year. They made Homestead, which I'm also happy about. I like Homestead. Yeah, I would probably run a full length series if they did that. And on that note, we're going to close out Ask John Anything. I'm going to switch back over to the normal camera. We're going to run credits. And then, like we always do, we will find someone else to raid. And I am going to go catch some Z's because it's almost midnight here. So thank you guys very much. It has been an awesome stream. And it looks like OBS messed me up again. So these credits are not complete. It just shows the moderators. So what I'm going to have to do here is, let me see, can I turn off the credits? Yeah. Here's what we're going to do. Pull over this. And we're going to click on the dashboard, and I'm just going to run down through the list tonight. So backward, most recent, or actually let me scroll down. We'll do it this way. So we'll just go through the whole scene. Screamin' Cheese, thank you for gifting the sub to Crispier Alloy there. Much appreciated. Warren, thanks for the host. Justin Bow, thanks for the host. Self High Five, thanks for gifting the sub to Morphe7. Fred, thanks. Fred88033, thanks for the host. The RX7, thanks for subscribing on YouTube. Corey Has No Life, thank you for the host. Checkers Wreckers, rated with a party of 45. That is awesome, man. Thank you very much. Graham Paul, thank you for the host. Self High Five gifted a tier 1 sub to Evergreen Rogue. Thank you very much for that. Really appreciate that, brother. Hints, thank you for the host. Merkin Cod, thank you for the follow and the Twitch Prime sub. Ponte Matt 88, thank you for the follow. Stephen Code iRacing, thank you for the biddies. Warren D53, thank you for the bits. Dalton Livestream, thank you for the sub on YouTube. X Mr. Barney, thanks for the follow. Stephen Code iRacing, another cheer of 25 biddies, thank you. Apox92, thank you for the donation, much appreciated. GD Captain Canada for the biddies, thank you much. Stephen Code iRacing, another cheer, 100 bits, thank you. Granny Shifting, 6 bits, thank you very much. Wee Lulz, thanks for the follow. Napox92, 30 bits. Tarv1, 7 bits, thank you both very much. Granny Shifting and Krazmanian, thank you for the follows. GD Captain Canada, thanks for the follow. Misharu GT, thank you, 1,000 bits. That's amazing, man. Thank you very much. That's awesome. Gazometers, thank you, 40 bits for your usual top 10 cheer system. That's awesome, man. Thank you very much. Krunksmonster 48, thanks for the follow. Midwest Connor, thanks for the follow. And Bradwin, thank you for the follow. Got through the whole thing, and I pronounced maybe 95% of the names right. That ain't bad. So,
I would like to say a couple thank yous.
yeah, go for it.
I don't have everyone that followed me, but I went from 107 followers to I think 131 followers tonight. So I want to thank all you guys who came over and followed me. And I haven't checked my YouTube yet, but if you did subscribe, I greatly appreciate it. And I just clicked Twitch, and it gave me a notification, and it said 1 minute ago when I clicked it, and it said path to affiliate completed exclamation mark. So whatever you guys did, I guess I can officially be a Twitch affiliate now, which
Nice, dude.
is
You made your
awesome.
affiliate status. That's awesome. It took me like 4 months to do that. How long have you been streaming for?
January 3rd, 2017. So
All right.
over 1.5 years.
Okay, but you made it, dude. That's awesome. That means you'll be able to set up. You can have emotes for your subs now, and you'll be able to have people will be able to cheer with bits on your channel. So that's really cool.
Yeah, so I was able to do it tonight with the thanks, of course, with John and his viewers. So I appreciate you guys for being awesome towards John and now awesome towards me as well.
Cool. All right, so we're gonna close out this deal here. Thank you guys very much for watching. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, like the video if you liked it. Click subscribe. And ring the bell to get notifications, and then head over to twitch.tv/John_A_Theodore. Click the big old heart, give me a follow, and head over to Adam's stream as well, twitch.tv/AJDNASCAR24, youtube.com/AJDNASCAR24. Give him a follow and a sub as well. Thank you very much. Peace out.